For a final time this regular season, welcome you inside the PE Center and a John Grimes Court for Marian University women's basketball. There is one more regular season date left to go. This is the final home one. Mount Vernon Nazarene is the opponent. Thanks for joining us at ISC. Alongside Jan Bozier, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Marian knows they will be an NAI tournament team. While not having an auto bid, they are ranked in the top 15. They are 20-6. And given the turnover they had from last year, that is quite the accomplishment. Jan, what they are playing to do today is to try to keep pace and get a chance at number 2 seed. I think most importantly for Santana Anderson's team, trying to have an NAI regional here for a 5th consecutive year.
Yeah, no doubt. You'd love to play at home. They're very accustomed to doing that. I don't think anybody at the beginning of the season says, hey, Marian girls going to be fighting for maybe second in the conference. What an accomplishment.
They did lose in overtime at St. Francis on Saturday, and that likely cost them the number 2 seed because St. Francis won here back in January, and Marian has to go to Indiana Wesleyan, who is the top team in the league. That coming up on Saturday afternoon. Other thing to point out is that it is senior day. There will be a combined senior night festivity kind of between the women and men's game. There are 3 seniors on this roster, 1 manager as well. But again, Jan, this is such a young basketball team. Those seniors really haven't had an impact in terms of the stats. I know they have in the locker room, off the court, etc.
Yeah, very young team, but you always want to congratulate and thank the seniors while they've understood their role in this ball club, and it's been an important role. It hasn't been in the point production area.
For Mount Vernon Nazarene, their leading scorer is their lone Indiana native, Teresa Maggio, that played at McCutcheon High School, then spent time at Division I Tarleton State in Texas. She is averaging 19.5 points per contest on the season. She'll be the leading option for the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene, who again know they will be in the conference tournament, but are playing for seeding in tonight's contest. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back. Starting lineups, opening tip-off as you're watching Crossroads League Basketball, Marian Women's Hoops, right here on ISC.
To see the success that we've had around here has been very, very rewarding for me. My name is Steve Downing. I'm athletic director. We've been able to build buildings. We've been able to put up video boards. We've been able to build locker rooms, dining halls here, and I think a lot of that speaks to the M Club itself. You know, people are really excited about what we're doing here. We haven't had to sacrifice anything for our athletes, okay, in terms of clothing them, feeding them, or traveling them to events, and we've done it in a first-class way, and I'm really excited about what that means for the M Club itself.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
National anthem just wrapping up for the Marian University Pep Band before tonight's contest. Let's introduce both sets of starters for tonight's contest. To do that, we do the toss down to the public address voice of Marian University Athletics. Here's Mark Erdosi.
Tom O'Brien, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First for the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene University. At forward, number 2, Serenity Johnson. At guard, number 4, Emily Walker. At forward, number 11, Naomi Kaib. At guard, number 14, Katie Sprang. And at center, number 22, Angela Roshak. The Cougars head coach is Amanda Short. Ladies and gentlemen, starting lineups for the Mount Vernon Nazarene University Cougars.
Again, Mount Vernon comes in at 14-12 on the season. They are 6-10 in league play. That puts them currently in 6th position in terms of league activity. Again, they do know they will be in the conference tournament. Goshen simply has to win once over the last 2 games, or Grace has to lose once for Goshen to secure the 8th seed. Mount Vernon Nazarene and Bethel playing for the 6 and 7 spots. It is certainly possible. Mount Vernon Nazarene is right back here next week for a conference tournament game. Again, back to Marco Dosi for the Marian starters.
For your Marian University Knights. At center, a 6'1 junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, number 11, Abby McNally. At guard, a 5'8 freshman, Bedford, Indiana, number 15, Madison. Sophomore out of Huntington, Indiana, number 23, Taylor Double. At guard, a 6'1 redshirt sophomore out of Indianapolis, Indiana, number 24, Olivia Fowles. Rounding out your night starting lineup is a 5'8 redshirt sophomore guard from Pittsboro, Indiana, number 34, Kenna Kirby. Your Knights head coach in her first season, Santana Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen.
So Marco Dosi with the announcement of the starting lineups. Couple of things. You can see Marian has got a little bit smaller. They have put Kirby back in the lineup. Kylie McNally will come in off the bench. She's kind of played a mixture of off the bench and starting. Other thing that was certainly noticeable was the fact that Maggio was not in the starting lineup, and I believe that is her wearing a significant boot on the end of the bench, which means that Mount Vernon Nazarene comes in without a score that played Division I basketball and averaging 20 points a game.
Well, you just mentioned Indiana Wesleyan. It's a marathon. It really is. It is a brutal physical league, and it can and has taken its toll on a lot of players. It does it every year. That's why depth is so important.
So here we go. Thanks for joining us on ISC. By the way, Mike Sloan, Aaron Talbot, John Coffey, our 3-man officiating crew for this contest. Again, no seniors in the starting lineup for Marian. You might see a couple get in towards the end of the rotation as the game goes along. They'll try to establish McNally early and often, which is what Marian should do, frankly, every time down the floor, as McNally, who averages 19 and 12, gets her first bucket of the game.
Well, coming into today, Greg, she's in the top 3 in the conference at 3 separate categories.
Again, I think she is the favorite to be the league player of the year. Ball blocked by Madison Bailey, but rebound secured by Mount Vernon Nazarene. Cougars could not track that down. Serenity Johnson, who is the leading scorer on the floor for Mount Vernon Naz, averaging just shy of 15 points a game, missed the putback. Inside out double to Kirby for 3. And we've said this for the last few years about Marian. Solid three-point shooting team. Don't shoot a lot of threes. Kirby knocks that one down. 5-0 start for Marian.
Well, Marian's actually started shooting the 3 a little better down the stretch here. They're putting in just shy of 5 a game, Greg, up to 33%. That percentage has creeped up a little bit.
Kirby, her 13th 3 of the season. Really, it's Double and Faust. Those are the 2 usual suspects. Double from Huntington North High School. Ball knocked away by Johnson. Foot race to get their diving effort. Double able to track it down. But then you love the hustle by Mount Vernon Nazarene. Marian now has numbers going the other direction. Shot clock kept rolling the entire time. No problem for Kirby, who on the attack draws the foul. She'll shoot 2.
Yeah, Kirby recognized nobody's stopping ball there. Does the right thing. Go ahead and gets up and it gets the foul. And Greg, here's one of the things that of all the pluses, this is not the plus. They have just really struggled to the free throw line. They are in the bottom half of the conference in free throw shooting, but have survived it for the most part.
Kirby connects. To your point, Marian 65% from the line. Faust is the player you'll want to see there most often from a percentage standpoint. McNally the player that gets there most often in terms of activity. And Kirby, the former Tri-West Bruin, makes one of two. But a 6-0 start in the first 100 seconds for the 20-win Marian Knights. And where does the offense come from for Mount Vernon Nazarene? There's a look from three that misses short. And the rebound trickles out of bounds in favor of Marian.
Yeah, but Greg, while we're talking about stats, the one stat that just completely takes care of some things that may not be as good, giving up just 58 points a game. You can do a lot of little things not so good if that one is good.
Defense always travels.
It does. You say that every week to me.
And that is exactly what Marian has done for these 3 years under Steve Brooks and now under Santana Anderson. McNally, the miss. So many teams, it's about space and three-point shots. Ball was tipped away by double. Marian does that to a certain degree, but they basically kind of draw a line in the sand and says, we don't think you can score more than this, and that's how they win.
Not a bad recipe. It works more often than it doesn't.
Bailey, the freshman from Bedford North Lawrence. One of those tremendous winning teams at BNL that won 13 consecutive sectional titles. That streak ended just a couple of weeks ago.
Well, for me, and I've said it on multiple broadcasts, for me, she has been one of the biggest difference makers on this ball club.
No doubt. Johnson on the turn and a turnover. So again, out stellar defense by Marian.
You don't want to necessarily point anybody out because there's a lot of pluses in this ball club, but Marian needed that young guard that could really handle the ball, and she fits that role perfectly.
Well, again, last year that was the only weakness. It was kind of a committee handle the point guard role for that club. Faust, a contested three. Was that blocked? I think the answer is no.
Oh, I think it was. I think they missed it.
Faust played at Triton Central High School. And her role has grown as the season has gone along.
Yeah, when you're playing a team who has interest, you just can't worry about that. Who's there, who's not there. You've got to come out and play your game.
Steps called. Traveling violation. Mount Vernon Nazarene, 3 shots, 3 turnovers, no points in the early going of this contest.
And Greg, for the Cougars, that's been one of their problems. They've really struggled in the turnover category. They average about 15 a game.
Roshak, the guilty party. Love the backdoor cut by Kirby, but she got stuck in a bad spot. And Marian turns over for the first time. And that will be another Mount Vernon Nazarene turnover. And you would think this was mid-November and not mid-February, kind of how this game is trending so far.
Yeah, neither team right now is in much of an offensive rhythm. Let's see if Marian can get going here. Still leads 6-0, though.
Faust just powers her way in. Good look that would not go. Put back left short. Really, it's kind of a 4-guard look for Marian other than McNally on the floor. From a height standpoint, Faust would kind of be that stretch 4 on the turn. That does not go, and McNally does what she does best. Grab a rebound. She averages 12 of those a game. Bailey gets downhill, and there is so much tension with McNally. 2 defenders just parked at the free throw line, and Bailey waltzed in for the layup.
Yeah, she's got all the skills, but her IQ's off the chart. Just makes great decisions.
And played with such great teammates in the All-Stars. Chloe Spreen, Carson Norman last couple of years. That runner at the rim does not go. Bailey gets the rebound. Marian's got numbers. Good recovery. That's Roshak that got back in the passing lane. And quickly, we will see a substitution coming in here for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Megan Weekley will come on, averaging 5.5 points a contest. Redshirt freshman from Westerville, Ohio. In the entire roster from the Buckeye State other than Maggio, who unfortunately appears to be out for tonight's contest, and given the crutch in the boot, you would think she is done for the season.
Yeah, that's too bad. Really was looking forward to seeing her play tonight.
It was a recent injury. This is the 2nd game she has missed.
Well, Don't talk about injuries to the boys' Marian team. They know all about that.
They've had just a few of them this year.
Yes, they have. It's just sometimes in different years we see it.
When they asked us to suit up, we knew it was a problem. Turnover by Mount Vernon Nazarene. Media timeout all night so far. 8-0 there in front. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Special thanks AAA Roofing for their support of Marian Athletics. I want to thank Mike McManus, Charlie Hammock, Aaron Van Wolde, Rob Lynch, Dennis Glover, we missed him, and Vince Morella as our crew for, again, our final Marian doubleheader. We will be here for whatever conference tournament games and NAIA regional games take place. That will not be as many as years gone by. The men play tonight just to play their way into the conference tournament. It's been a young team. We kind of knew that was going to be the case for the Marian men. As of now, the Marian women are in line for one conference tournament home game. Be a week from tonight at 6 o'clock. Whom that will be determined after Saturday's final day of regular season competition.
I really think the key for this game, obviously you want to win, but you want to play sharp, really going down the stretch here in the conference tournament.
Faust, no, but her second putback chance, while she didn't make it, she will get 2 free throws. Jan, your thoughts about kind of this different look? Faust, again, has played a mixture of starting and coming off the bench in for Kylie McNally.
I like Faust a lot. I think her upside is huge. She's going to have some really great years. Look what she's done this year. Really taken on a very mature role, and she's, got a couple years left?
Faust, redshirt sophomore, got that to go.
She's got good length. She's smart. She's good shooter from outside, can play inside, outside.
And she played a lot as a true freshman early and then got hurt and cost her that entire year. She wasn't able to claim a red shirt, so her 3rd year in the program. Now she will check out as Kylie McNally will check in. So fans of Mount Vernon Nazarene say, am I seeing double? Yes. Abby wears number 12. Abby wears number 11. Kylie wears number 12.
Well, I think you're going to see both the McNallys and her just to keep minutes and legs as fresh as possible down the stretch. And I think that's part of the logic here in what she's doing. And I think it's not a bad logic at all.
You've got that big test at Indiana Wesleyan. Long 3 does not go. Roshak the rebound. Ball poked away by Kenna Kirby. Stole that away from Weekly. Kirby's kind of waiting for traffic to cycle through, and off the window, couldn't get it to go. Marian 3 of 9 from the floor, yet they lead 10-0. Trailer 3, misses everything. That's Walker. And it's a Mount Vernon Nazarene team that averages 73 points a game, but about 20 points of it is in a walking boot right now.
Yeah, and with her out, what happens to a lot of teams when you're leading the score? Kind of your quarterback goes out, the flow just stops. It's not because they can't score. It's just when the offense goes through a player and now it's not there, it takes a while to adjust, and you got to be careful not to get too far in the hole.
Double will pull from the elbow, missed it, but McNally able to track it down.
Good rebound.
Double for 3. That does not go, but you've heard this before. McNally, a rebound. Now you've got 2 of them on the floor. Zoe Wheeler just checked in.
I like Zoe.
And shows no fear.
I like Zoe.
Second made 3 by Marian.
Instant energy. I love it.
Played for legendary Stan Benge at Ben Davis High School. Steal by Marian. Bailey avoids traffic. Bailey in the lane, left it short. The offense has been average, but clearly with the goose egg on the board, the defense has been spectacular for the night so far.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's been their steady all year.
On the drive, foul going to be called on the floor. And we did see Marian a couple of times last year pitch a shutout in a quarter.
Yeah.
And that was a team that, again, several seniors departed. One of those in Ella Collier, of course, now playing for former Knights coach Katie Geralds at Purdue. But the defensive intensity has remained the same. A lot of last year's players that were understudies a season ago that are taking starring turns this year. Block shot by McNally.
Great help backside.
That was Abby that got the block. Up and under. Getting you the block that time, but altered the shot, grabs another rebound.
She's just an outstanding rebounder.
Double.
Absolutely outstanding.
How about that pass? On the money, 15-0 Marian.
Marian down the flow, and they're taking advantage of transition too, and that's because of the rebounding.
Runner in the lane, foul going to be called, and this will be the Cougars' chance to finally get on the scoreboard. They'll shoot 2 free throws here. Sprang goes to the line. Katie, a senior from Lakeville, Ohio. Sprang on the season, 50% from the line, averages 6.7 points a game, and the shutout has come to an end. That one left short. McNally throws it off the Mount Vernon Nazarene player. Next Wednesday's quarterfinal in Crossroads League play would be a 6 o'clock start. Rob Brown and Jan Bozier will have that call for you here on ISC. Bailey from the elbow.
Good pass.
Just great fundamental basketball.
Abby's on her A game. Has been all year, quite honestly.
Catch and shoot deep three, good. First field goal goes down. Williams got it to go. Shaylin Williams, 5'7" junior. Wheeler, catch and shoot three, right back at you.
There is something about her confidence that's just contagious.
Wheeler averages about 11 minutes a game.
But that's the way you got to come in off the bench, Greg. You can't play hesitant. Come out and play. And she is that girl. I just love her game.
She's now 10 of 22 from three-point range this season. Blocked by Bailey, rebound by Marian. Plenty of time in the shot clock here. McNally up, under, hook, no, but really that was done just to try to get it up on the rim to go get it.
That? Just never stops. She's a little frustrated with herself. She didn't put that in, but hey, you saved a possession.
We saw her get 20-plus rebounds in a game earlier this year. She's at 7, 9 minutes in.
Average is 12.
To Kylie with the left hand, got it to go. So the McNally family each with a basket. And obviously a very one-sided opening stanza in favor of the home Knights. Ball goes right to a Mount Vernon Nazarene player.
You get the assist.
They could use that bit of a break, could Roshak. Knights looking to hold for a last shot. Wheeler on the attack. Her runner does not go. This will give the Cougars time. Knights have a foul to give if they can give it. Doesn't matter here. Shot missed. Well, all Marian. They scored the first 15 points in the opening 10 minutes. They lead by 16. Going to the break. You're watching Marian basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
We jumped in immediately. We take an intro to engineering course.
And they sit there and tell you, we're not going to push you through every single prereq your first 2 years. We're going to let you get hands-on work with engineering right away because 2 years of a prereq, that's boring.
There's companies always asking for students with shop experience. And the dean will email me and say, hey, they're looking for a guy just like you, which is awesome that the dean knows who a guy like me is.
Knights basketball at ISC is brought to us by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of the Marian University Knights. 22-6, Marian in front of Mount Vernon Nazarene, playing without their best player in this evening's contest. I had that hairstyle back. No, I never had that hairstyle, Jan. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier.
You had a purple L in yours at one time, didn't you?
Just on my heart and the letter jacket.
Yeah.
My parents would have kicked me out the house.
You and me both.
If that was the case. Knights 8 of 19 from the floor, 3 of 5 from three-point range. Mount Vernon Nazarene, 2 of 12 and 7 turnovers in the opening quarter.
Yeah, tough start for them. And the key for Marian is don't play against, kind of a sluggish start by your opponent. Play your game. And I thought for the most part, after the first couple of minutes, Greg, they got engaged, played pretty good basketball.
Santana Anderson's team looking for their 21st win of the season. Entered 13-3 in league play. The latest NAI poll from last week had them at number 12, and they lost, but to number 9 on the road in overtime by a point.
That's a tough one. Wow, that was a tough one.
3, top of the key, misses everything. That's Williams, who on the season is a 40% three-point shooter. Now, Vernon Nazarene as a team, 31%. They make 6.5 threes a game. Eva Fisher on your screen into the contest now from Northridge High School. McNally, shot blocked. It's the McNally twins, Taylor double. Madison Bailey and Eva Fisher, 8 have played so far for the Knights. And given the early 16-point lead, you might see the rotation extend a little bit to give those seniors a bit more time. Just 2 will see action tonight. McNally up and under, she's fouled. Roshak commits the foul.
Yeah, I would suspect if Marian can really hang on here and keep this lead, she'll want to get as much playing time out of her bench, I think, in a game like this as she possibly can.
Kenna Gray and Esther Sevilla are the 2 seniors that you will see playing tonight's contest. Unfortunately, the other senior, Alexa McKinley, has been injured and out for the entirety of the season. McNally makes them both. She is a 70% free throw shooter. That number has improved this year for Abby. And the lead expands to 18. Three-quarter court trap here by Marian. Contested baseline shot does not go. Good inside position by Double. Marian looking for the season sweep against the Cougars. They won 89-54 in Ohio a month ago. Bailey, shot blocked. Rejected and rebounded by Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Greg, we talk about that free throw percentage. I think part of that percentage you got to be a little careful about. They did not shoot well early at all and have gotten better. They shoot 70 in conference play.
Part of that is simply the growth of a young basketball team. Johnson, her first make in 7 tries, and she averages just shy of 15 points a game. McNally, the C's part. Kylie, shot blocked. That was Kibe that knocked that one away. McNally with the volleyball spike. Sending that one into the basket support.
And you think about, Greg, the minutes that McNally has played through the year. I mean, she just does not sit down much at all. So her endurance is off the chart.
Roshak fires a 3. That does not go. Kylie with the rebound. Abby averaging 31 minutes a game. Only Taylor Double has played more this season. Post up for Abby McNally. Drop step, missed it.
Use the glass there. Always use the glass.
Knights have yet to make a field goal here in quarter number 2. Johnson's runner left short.
Well, the good start for the Knights have kind of slowed down here a little bit. They got to get this offense back in a flow, and that's not helping the cause either.
Third turnover committed by Marian. Kirby will check back in as Double will have a seat. Walker will check back in for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Emily Walker, 5'6" senior from North Canton, Ohio. Walker 3 points a contest.
Refresh my memory where Nazarene is located in Ohio.
Mount Vernon, Ohio, which is east of Columbus in central Ohio.
I knew it was somewhere over that area. I just couldn't remember.
On the drive, Roshak lost the handle, but picked up by a teammate. And foul called against McNally. And 2 free throws coming up. So free throws coming for Kaib.
You know, Greg, as I was looking down the Cougars' schedule, that they've played some good games at times. They've struggled with consistency, but they have played some of the better teams. Not too bad.
Where they have struggled historically is against Marian.
Yeah.
Marian 27-3 all time against Mount Vernon Nazarene. There was a Mount Vernon Nazarene victory 3 years ago in this series.
I'm going to see Marian pick up the tempo a little bit. They're actually kind of playing, I think, a little too slow tempo here.
McNally agrees, goes to work and scores.
Yeah, get it going. Get a good rhythm going, pick it up here a little bit.
McNally with 6 points and 8 rebounds so far.
Like to see a good 6 to 10 point run by the Knights here by just really picking it up.
Left wing 3, got it.
That looked good for the time it left her hands, didn't it? We had a good angle on that one.
Kaib got it to go. She is a 27% three-point shooter. So Mount Vernon Nazarene starting to find their footing offensively. Lead down to 13. And McNally stepped out of bounds. Faust will come back in. Fisher will have a seat.
Coach Anderson really starting to use her bench a lot here early, Greg. Trying to get some minutes, I think. Probably figured she would do that.
Another 3 for Mount Vernon Nazarene, and clearly they have made a couple. They've also missed everything a handful of times as well.
Well, they shoot about 21 a game, so that's part of what they do. Now, the girl who shoots a lot of those is not playing. They shoot 21 and hit about 7 a game.
Two of 8 so far are the Cougars. Bailey couldn't find McNally. Kirby,
I like it,
takes the mid-range 2. About 18 feet away.
The more you can stay balanced, Greg, down the stretch going into conference play, I think the better your cause is.
9 is the average for Kirby. Steal by Kylie McNally. And McNally lays it up and in.
You know, Kylie's did that a lot this year. Anticipate and make some steals. That's one thing that she has done, I think, a really good job of anticipation of stealing the ball. And we've seen that in multiple games.
5 points off turnovers now for Marian. That's going to be, I believe, an offensive foul. Yep. Johnson has had that off arm extended the entire time. Pretty easy for the opposite official to see. Offensive foul and immediate timeout. Marian, the ball in a 17-point lead when we come back to Indianapolis as you're watching Marian basketball with Kylie McNally heading towards your living room on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, grab me one too.
McNally, 6 points, 8 rebounds so far here for Marian. Knights up 30-13. They scored the first 15 points and it's been kind of throwing jabs ever since that time.
Yeah, they've been very balanced on. That's what I kind of like today. Just really move the ball and everybody getting involved and getting points and maintaining the confidence. You got to just play strong throughout this game. Don't look at the scoreboard. Play strong the whole game.
I want to thank our friends at BSN. They have provided apparel for Marian Athletics. Again, thanks to our friends at BSN Sports. For the Knights, Kennedy Filling is in the game. Played at Norwell High School. Or Norwell team back in the semi-state yet again in 3A. Kirby with the behind-the-back dribble.
How about that for a little exhibition of behind-the-back dribbling?
Left the defender kind of standing flat-footed. Roshak and one. Faust the foul. Give the assist to Johnson, and she has assists now on 4 of the 5 Mount Vernon Nazarene field goals.
You know, impressive as that 46% field goal shooting for the Knights is. What's more important or more impressive, Greg, is they're holding their opponents to 36 in the paint.
So 9 have played so far for Marian. Bailey gets a rare breather here for the Knights. Shot clock at 10. McNally shot blocked. Roshak got a piece of that.
That's her patent move. That little fake to one way, come back the other. She just left that one a little short. She loves that move.
3 in the corner for the Cougars is good. High arcing triple made by Emily Walker. Walker, a 25% three-point shooter. Now Vernon hanging around here.
They are.
It's been an evenly played game since the opening 6 or 7 minutes. McNally gets downhill off the window. Roshak turns and had nowhere to go. McNally picks her pocket. It will get to the arrow, but the outcome the same. Turnover committed by Mount Vernon Nazarene, their 10th.
Yeah, but watch Kenna Kirby here. That's the key, because Kenna Kirby right there comes from the other side, and then that allows her to bring the ball down or forces her to bring the ball down, and then McNally ties her up. So that's good double team.
And a brief glance of head coach Amanda Short on the Mount Vernon Nazarene sideline. Runner, left hand, left short by Filling. So it's not been Marian's best offensively, yet they have led by double figures for a good chunk of this game. 3 for Mount Vernon Nazarene does not go.
That goes in and things change a little bit, doesn't it?
McNally picks up her 9th rebound.
Coach Anderson saying, get going. I agree. To me, they're just a little bit slow moving here.
McNally shot blocked. And the outlet pass, though, hits the baseline, which will make it Marian basketball. Double will check back in. Marian went 3 of 5 from three-point range in the opening quarter. They have not attempted one here in quarter number 2. McNally, too strong. But ball tipped right back to her. Next chance is good.
Might as well add another rebound while you're working hard, right?
McNally now with 8. If they give her credit for rebound for that.
Should.
There's double figures in boards before halftime, which happens on a somewhat regular basis for McNally. And they will credit her a rebound there, so that's 10. Three from the wing is good.
Again. She's had a couple looks from there.
That's Williams, who is 2 of 3 from three-point range.
She had hit one from the exact same spot.
Wheeler will check in next, dead ball for Marian. Faust from the top of the key.
See, she's moving. She is much better shooter when she's moving than when she just stands and shoots. When she's moving, she's just dead on shooting.
Faust becomes the 7th different player to score for Marian. Again, Williams, not that time. And that's going to be a foul against Mount Vernon Nazarene. McNally had inside position.
Well, when you're a good rebounder, typically you're a very good check out, and that's what she does as good as anybody. Always anticipates that shot and gets to the opponent on her back as good as anybody.
Cameron Cummings will check in for the first time. 6'1" redshirt freshman. You mentioned the minutes of Abby McNally. She has not been subbed out yet in this game.
Well, I think Marian understands that she, for the most part, will have to be in the game most of the time. That the offense and defense, Greg, just has to come through her. So she'll play a lot of minutes in the tournament, I guarantee it.
Set play for Faust. Couldn't get the 3 to go. Shot clock at 10. Runner by Sprang, no. McNally again snares the board. Kirby can slow things down here if she chooses. There is a 4-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Now Vernon Nazarene has a foul to give if they choose. That would also kind of ensure they wouldn't get the ball back if they went that direction.
You know, Faust handles the ball for somebody as tall and lengthy as she is. She does a really good job handling the ball.
And that's going to be a foul against Mount Vernon Nazarene. No free throws, but now it allows Marian to reset. And they'll have the last look with 6.1 seconds left to go in the half. Trying to free McNally. It's Wheeler. Wheeler is trying to weave her way through, ball poked away. Marian turns it over, and that will come up short. Again, it's been solid, not spectacular for Marian. That solid is good enough. They have led by double figures virtually the entire way. They lead it by 15 at the break. Stay tuned. Halftime coverage comes your way next on ISC.
Getting an internship here has been much easier than I anticipated. My friends at bigger schools are telling me, well, I need to live, close to this city so I can work for this company. Well, I'm already close to the city. I live here.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
This story is mad good.
Ice Spice?
Who's that?
It's my ex, lemon lime soda.
This is intense.
But I love you.
Buddy, it'll be okay.
Or not.
Getting an internship here has been much easier than I anticipated. My friends at bigger schools are telling me, well, I need to live, close to this city so I can work for this company. Well, I'm already close to the city. I live here.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
This story is mad good.
Ice Spice?
Who's that?
It's my ex, lemon lime soda.
This is intense.
But I love you.
Buddy, it'll be okay.
Or not.
The Marian Knights dance team entertaining the fans here at halftime. The product certainly entertaining for the home side as well. Marian jumped out to a 15-0 lead. You can do the math. It played to a 21-all draw since that point in time, but still a comfortable lead for Santana Anderson's team at the break. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Jan, your overall impressions on half number one?
I think the good news is for Marian, very balanced. Everybody who came in, I thought, was focused and played pretty hard. I thought at times Marian's offense, hard to argue with 36 points. On the other hand, just seemed like it wasn't moving quite the way she wanted to. I think they'll talk about that. And they're not talking about, well, you got a 50-point lead because they don't care. This is about getting ready for conference tournament and playing at your peak. And when they move, We talked about that. When Marian moves offensively, they're very good. When they don't move, they're good.
No player has double digits for either team. Abby McNally and Kenna Kirby each have 8 to pace Marian. 9 have played, 7 have scored for the Knights. Marian 14 of 35 from the floor, 3 of 6 from three-point range, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Again, Mount Vernon Nazarene playing without their leading scorer in McCutcheon grad Teresa Maggio. She is out with a foot injury. Their leading scorer, Williams, as in Shaylin Williams, a junior off the bench. She has made a pair of threes. She's got 6, Kibe's got 5, Roshak 4, Walker 3, Johnson 2, and Sprang 1. 9 have played, 6 have scored from Mount Vernon Nazarene. 11 turnovers, part of the problem, but simply put, you're not going to win many games, Jan, when you are 7 of 25 from the floor.
Well, somehow when you lose a player like her, you got to find 20 points because she provides 20 points every game, and that's a lot for everybody else to, just make up that difference.
Marian plus 6 on the glass, but where they are truly plus is second chance points, which again is what they have done for years, and especially with the McNally sisters on the floor. 11-0, the second chance points in favor of Marian.
Yeah, Marian averages 12 a game, and they're in tops in the conference in that category. That's why when you talk about Marian on the paint, both offensively and defensively, and I feel like so far they have done that.
Marian has 24 rebounds. McNally's have 16. Kylie has 6, and Abby 4, and Abby has 12 so far. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with first half highlights. A look around the Crossroads League and a preview of the men's game as both men's teams are getting loose here at halftime of the women's contest. Our score at the break, 36-21, Marian in control as you're watching on ISC.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
It was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
We jumped in immediately. We take an intro to engineering course.
And they sit there and tell you, we're not going to push you through every single prereq your first 2 years. We're going to let you get hands-on work with engineering right away because 2 years of a prereq, that's boring.
There's companies always asking for students with shop experience. And the dean will email me and say, hey, they're looking for a guy just like you, which is awesome that the dean knows who a guy like me is.
At halftime, our score, Marian 36, Mount Vernon Nazarene 21. You see the men's teams getting loose, and their game is scheduled for a 7 o'clock start. Again, there will be a brief senior night festivity for both the men's and women's teams in between games. A quick look at the Crossroads League standings. Indiana Wesleyan simply needs a win in this final week to clinch their berth in the national tournament. Again, you know they're going to host a regional round. They are 25-1 overall, 15-1 in league play. A bit of an injury. Their 2,000-point career scorer in Frazier, the senior, brought Judson St. Pierre battling a hand injury. But again, as long as she can play postseason, Indiana Wesleyan is going to be just fine. St. Francis and Marian are both 13-3, tied for second. But St. Francis swept the regular season series. They own the tiebreaker, and Marian has to go to Indiana Wesleyan on Saturday. Spring Arbor is probably the one team that is trying to play their way into the NAI tournament. They are 10-6. They are likely going to be the 4 seed. They are 17-9 overall. Huntington seated 5th currently at 8-8. Mount Vernon Nazarene Bethel tied for 6th at 6-10. Again, Goshen 5-11. They need 1 win to qualify for the conference tournament. Grace and Taylor currently on the outside looking in at 3-13 and 1-15 respectively. Now, this game is kind of getting a bit of an early start compared to others around the league. A couple of them are just getting started, although Huntington leads Taylor 30-6. That is late in the first quarter. And St. Francis leading at Grace 13-4. No score yet from Indiana Wesleyan and Goshen, and Bethel and Spring Arbor will have a later start tonight. With that, let's get to the first half highlights. And Jan, you touched on this in terms of big picture, but if you're Santana Anderson, what do you want to see in half number 2?
Clean basketball mainly. Very few turnovers. I think she's really looking for some hustle plays as well. I think Marian needs to find a run of about 6 to 10 points. Really find that energy to kick it in, because they're going to have to do that from time to time.
You also want to try to shorten this game so you can quickly get your focus to playing the best team in the league in Indiana Wesleyan on Saturday.
Yeah, that's why this game, while it's important who you're playing here, it's really playing on all cylinders for Saturday.
You're also trying to get your seniors some minutes if you can.
Yeah, no question.
During the course of the fourth quarter. If you're Mount Vernon Nazarene, you're kind of grading on a curve, knowing your best player is on the sidelines in street clothes. What is your goal if you're a Mount Vernon Nazarene fan for half number 2?
I thought they kind of figured out. It took them a while. The problem is they buried themselves a little bit, but they kind of figured out how to play without her a little bit. Got good ball rotation. They shoot a lot of threes. We talked about that. They shoot 21 a game, hit 7. I think if they talked about get good ball rotation, and they're going to look to the 3 because that's kind of what they do.
As promised, we're going to talk about the men's contest as well, and it is quite simple on the men's side of things. This is the 8-9 game. This is the play-in game. For those of you who are casual fans, 10 teams in the league, 8 qualify for the postseason. Marian and Mount Vernon Nazarene are 5-11. They are currently tied for 8th. Marian lost at Mount Vernon Nazarene back in January. Winner of this game at least gives themselves an opportunity and lives to see another game next Tuesday.
Yeah, and I think the men understand that, and I think obviously they're glad they're home. They played a lot better at home, have played a lot better at home. I think they're going to come out and really give it a game.
Again, 6 teams right now in the Crossroads League in contention for a postseason berth, between Grace to Spring Arbor, Indiana Wesleyan, St. Francis, Huntington, and Bethel all have between 17 and 21 wins on the season. Our men's game to follow this one just after 7 o'clock. We'll take this time out, come back. Third quarter action is not too far away. You're watching Marian women's basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, grab me one too.
Getting an internship here has been much easier than I anticipated. My friends at bigger schools are telling me, well, I need to live, close to this city so I can work for this company. Well, I'm already close to the city. I live here.
This story is mad good.
Ice Spice? Who's that?
It's my ex, lemon lime soda.
This is intense.
But I love you.
Buddy, it'll be okay.
Or not.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Getting an internship here has been much easier than I anticipated. My friends at bigger schools are telling me, well, I need to live, close to this city so I can work for this company. Well, I'm already close to the city. I live here.
Marian basketball on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Indiana Members Credit Union. Proud to support Marian University, now offers a free Marian University Knights debit card. The card is included when you open a free IMCU checking account. Get your Marian University Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. In our final regular season doubleheader of Crossroads League play, the season flies by.
Hard to believe it.
Each and every year. Yet next week, the men's tournament will be Tuesday, Friday, championship Monday. Women's tournament, Wednesday, Saturday, championship Tuesday. We have had years where we have been so lucky, we have broadcast all 6 games.
I can remember.
Because the women and men were that highly seeded. The right kind of combination of results happened. We knew this year likely be the women's side, and again, the men's side with such a young basketball team that has played hard, has some impressive wins. We talked about their scenario. They are trying to play their way into the tournament, but they know after tonight, whatever they have left this year, whether it's 1 game or more than that, will be on the road. For the women's side, again, they are likely to get just 1 league home game, but they are hopeful to be one of 3 Crossroads League teams of 16 across the country. They get to host a regional round coming up on March 14th and March 15th.
Yeah, it's kind of become a tradition here at Marian to play tournament time here. And listen, everybody's more comfortable. Everybody says, I know in Hoosiers, he says, well, the rims and everything's the same. That's true on a neutral court. But I always tell everybody, wouldn't you be more comfortable at home? I would think so.
This is the 5th year of the regional format, with the 2 divisions merging back into one for the 2020-2021 season. Marian has hosted a regional the previous 4 years, and they have gone 7-0 in those games, making the national round in Sioux City every time. Last year, national quarterfinalists for the Knights. In fact, that has been the case now for each of the last 3 years. So Vernon Nazarene will have the ball to begin quarter number 3. Kirby, Bailey, Faust, Abby McNally, and Taylor Double, the 5 starters back on the floor for Marian.
I really think what Coach Santana wants here is to Marian get off to a good start here to put this thing away as quick as possible in the first 3 to 4 minutes. You always talk about the first 2 or 3 minutes of every half, but for this game, I think they really want to come out and put this one away early.
For a 28th win in 31 meetings against their rivals from Ohio.
Now, clearly, Mount Vernon's going to have a lot to say about that. We'll see how they play, come out.
Cougars 4 of 12 from three-point range in the opening half, and they were their inauspicious start for the visitors. 12th turnover. Bailey sat for the last 5 minutes of the first half, not with foul troubles. She's yet to pick one up.
I like the movement early. No question that was talked about. We talked about it all in the first half in the broadcast, and you can see a difference in the movement, at least in the half court there.
Roshak able to track that down and score. Roshak with 6. And this game has kind of hovered around this number for about the last 15 minutes of game action. Double the miss last time down. She's 1 of 4 from the floor. She is Marian's 2nd leading scorer on the season. Shot clock at 11. Double on the drive, turns and scores.
Down deep in the paint. You know what you like about this 5 is they all can handle the ball, Greg. You watch them, and they don't really have a player out here that can't handle the ball, and I think that's a real plus.
Double averages 13 points a game. Sophomore from Huntington North High School. Wing 3 does not go. Long rebound collected by Roshak. Roshak up and under. Left hand got it. And those are the first second chance points of the game for Mount Vernon Nazarene.
That's a good move. Pretty well defended. She still found a way to get it in.
Faust on the take. Her 2nd field goal. And very balanced effort for the Knights. No player has more than 8. Pull up 3. Yes.
Well, the Cougars not going away here, Greg. They've got a pretty good start going here.
That's Walker. She's got 2 field goals, both from three-point range. And 12 is as close as this has been. Faust, the miss. Good recognition by Kirby. But then Kirby lost the handle, however. Walker touched it while she was out of bounds. It'll be Marian basketball. Kirby will have a seat as Kylie McNally will come back in. And that was the change in the lineup tonight, was to start Kirby and bring Kylie off the bench. I think there's some conversation as to what the shot clock should look like, which is why it just changed from 28 to 19.
I think some of that strategy is, as much as anything, Greg, is to separate fouls sometimes. You get both McNally's in foul trouble early. That can be problematic. So I think there's some of that. I also think that helps a rotation in that front line.
Double. Kind of rushed that one. A chance to make it a 10-point game or closer for Mount Vernon Nazarene. McNally.
I'm telling you.
Second time she gets up into the passing lane. On the take, missed it.
She's as good as anybody anticipating that pass.
What a missed opportunity for Marian. Walker, runner, left that short. But again, gets the rebound.
Deceivingly quick, too.
The senior in gray is going to check in here for Marian. That runner does not go, but Roshak gets another rebound. Fouled by McNally. Grimm will check in too, and I think there's a little bit of a message ready to be sent to some of the Marian players.
Well, Roshak has come out to play here in the second half. She's come into the paint and really made herself known.
Faust and McNally will exit. Kenna Gray, joined by Emily Grimm, the freshman, both Ohio natives on this Marian team. Roshak connects from the line. Mount Vernon now 4 of 6 from the free throw line in this game. Gray getting to play in her 21st of 27 games.
They being the Cougars have shot the free throws really well for the whole season at 76%.
10-point game. This is as close as this has been in a while. Kylie McNally on the take, fouled. She'll shoot 2. Marian as a team 5 of 6 from the line tonight.
She almost gets this one to fall. It's good effort towards the bucket.
Roshak picks up her 3rd, so first player in tonight's game to have 3 fouls. McNally misses. First free throws attempted of the game for Kylie. On the season, she is a 50% shooter and makes the second. Williams will check in for Mount Vernon Nazarene. She had a couple of 3-point makes in the first half.
Well, that's kind of interesting because I thought she was the one player who was really starting to help dig them back in this thing, maybe just to get some rest.
Good hands by Bailey to knock that ball free. Shot clock down to 11. 9 points here in the quarter for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They did not score until 7.5 minutes into the game. 3 in the corner for Walker. No, but Double couldn't hang on to it. And after being +6 on the glass at halftime, we are now square on rebounds.
Well, and Marian is down on size just a little bit of the length, and immediately Abby got a rest, and missed rebound comes right back.
7-1 on the glass this half from Mount Vernon Nazarene. Sprang gets her first basket. It is now down to a 9-point game. And this was a 35-point win for Marian when they played a month ago.
Hey, you give some credit to the Cougars here. They've stayed in this thing.
McNally, though, with space to operate. She's got a double-double. 10 points and 12 rebounds. When she sat, that was her first respite of the game.
And it wasn't long.
McNally gets to play the 4 with Grimm in the game for Marian. Good hands in the passing lane. Abby on the drive. Good strip, and she touched it last. Yep. Takeaway by Mount Vernon Nazarene. Marian 6 turnover.
That's a good defensive play. Take a look right here. That's just a good, clean strip. Cougars get something here, Greg. It gets real interesting, but that's a bad pass.
And how about the center in Grimm gets the steal and lays it up and in.
Good for her. Talk about coming into the game, making an impact.
Grimm averages about 7 minutes a game. She's played in every game but 2. Just her 3rd steal of the season. The runner by Sprang. No. And that'll be out of bounds to Marian. Good battle on the rebound by McNally. But it'll be Marian basketball when we come back from our media timeout. Marian leads by a baker's dozen. You're watching on ISC.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Tonight's game on ISC is presented in part by Tom O'Brien, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. If saving money is important to you, visit Tom O'Brien, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, proud sponsor of Marian Athletics. Tom O'Brien is Indy's preferred Jeep dealer with 2 locations, the biggest Jeep inventory in Indiana. To show our support, Tom O'Brien will donate $200 to Marian for every car any student, parent, employer, friend of Marian buys when you mention this promo. Go Knights, go to Tom O'Brien to see how our family works for you since 1933. 6th consecutive double-double for Abby McNally. She has had 16 in 27 games this year.
That's so important to have a staple foundation to your ball club. You know, typically seniors become that role. Sometimes she's a junior and does it. Marian's always kind of had that person. That's just been the foundation of a ball club.
Faust on the attack. And Gray's getting some good minutes.
That's a tough pass.
Yeah, McNally couldn't track that down. This is a combination that have not gotten many minutes together on the season.
But I think it's a great opportunity when they may have to go a little taller at times and have some fouls they need to give. This is a combination we may see some of.
3. And again, air balls on 3-pointers not an official stat.
It might be tonight.
There's been too many of them from the Cougars' perspective. They've made enough to keep firing. They're 5 of 16 from 3-point range. Steal by Johnson. Johnson a step through and one. Just her 2nd field goal in 11 tries, but a free throw here brings the lead back to 10.
Sure does.
So Williams will check out. Wheeler back in for Gray. Johnson on the season, a 70% free throw shooter, and connects. Johnson, a freshman from Uniontown, Ohio.
See if Wheeler's energy gets this offense move a little more.
Trying to look for the high-low, but McNally couldn't make the entry pass. Faust turns and fires. A long 2. Grimm the rebound.
There you go.
Shot's good.
That's a plus.
Kai, but took a tumble on the play.
Yes,
She's
she did.
Back up and moving now for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Megan Weekly got some minutes in the first half. She's back in the game for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Johnson on the spin. Got bumped by Bailey. Serenity Johnson will shoot 2.
thought Bailey played her pretty good. They must have caught some contact. Must be right there.
Kenna Kirby will come in to give Bailey a breather. So Johnson right back to the line. Now Vernon Nazarene team, just 2 seniors that we have seen playing tonight's game, 3 total on the roster. Johnson makes them both.
Well, they've shot free throws relatively well today, and that's been the one thing that's kind of kept them hanging around. If I'm them, I find a way to get there a little more often.
They're 8 of 10 from the stripe.
Yep.
Good minutes by the freshman and Grimm. Isolation for McNally. Goes to work, step through, missed it, but Grimm on the weak side. Kept it alive. Wheeler scraps for the loose ball. And that's going to be called over and back.
That's the correct call.
Roshak back in with 3 fouls from Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Coach Anderson not real happy about something. Let it be known. What a great job she's done, Greg.
For her 21st win in her first season.
That's amazing.
With such a young basketball team. Roshak the step through, missed it. And Grimm at 6'2". I would have made it a single-digit deficit. Kirby recognized the seam.
There you go.
Lays it up and in, her first attempt and make of the half.
Good recognition. Nobody comes backside to stop her.
Walker floats it up for Roshak. Shot blocked. And McNally let that one go. I think she had a chance to grab that one. McNally 2 rebounds this half, 14 for the game.
I guess they said Marian? No, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. Okay. Sure, it's right. I just didn't see it.
Well, she blocked it on the shot attempt. She was also the last one to touch it. That's why I said I'm a little confused as to why she didn't go get it. Corner 3, no. Johnson, the rebound.
Johnson just hustle play right there.
And Johnson scores.
Yeah, Johnson just absolutely out-hustled everybody.
She's got 9, 7 in the quarter. And back to a 10-point game. Mount Vernon Nazarene much closer on the glass here in half number 2. Wheeler lost the handle. It is a jump ball. The arrow will keep it here. But for example, Mount Vernon Nazarene on second chance points, beating Marian 8-2 here in the quarter.
Yeah, that's a difference maker. That's something that Marian usually has the lead on that.
Shot clock in single digits. Wheeler fires and misses. And the rebound goes to Walker. And Marian leaving the door open here.
Yes, they are. Tough pass.
Roshak, though, saves it. Wing 3, got it.
We got a ball
7-point game.
Boys, we got a ball game.
Kibe, her second made 3.
Cougars have absolutely hung around and have got some confidence going now. Marian's got a, oh, there's a travel too. That's one of the things we talked about is staying focused and playing your game.
Chance to make it a 2-score game.
Cougars hit something here and it gets super interesting.
And we're down 22-6 after the opening quarter. Timeout called by Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Probably a good call because there was nowhere to go.
It'll be a 30 that will turn into a full timeout with 25 seconds left to go before the end of the third quarter. So let's step aside. We're back in a moment as you're watching Marian basketball on ISC.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.5 APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented by First On Site, formerly More Restoration, here to help you power through whatever comes your way. From fire and flood to catastrophic storms or biohazards, they have the team, technology, and resources to help you restore, rebuild, and rise. Go Knights.
Red Cougars put 21 points in this third quarter, and they have somehow, without their leading scorer, found a way to get right back in this thing.
You know, one of the first times all year we are kind of seeing the youth of this Marian team tonight.
That's a good point.
Jumped out to a 15-0 lead, led by 16 at the end of the opening quarter. And again, just didn't kind of take advantage of the opportunity to put this game away. And a basket here by Mount Vernon. It is a 2-score game.
And that is something that maturity has to help, is learning how to put teams away when you should. And just kind of felt like that first half, hard to criticize anybody with the points, but it wasn't at full speed for me. It just wasn't.
That's going to be a turnover. 16 of those by Mount Vernon Nazarene, 5 here in the quarter. And now Marian will have a last look at the basket. And Mount Vernon Nazarene knows they will be in the conference tournament, what their seed would be. Likely 6th or 7th. And again, there's a very good chance they end up right back here next Wednesday.
See if the Knights can get something here. The last shot, perhaps, of this third quarter, Greg.
Wheeler looking to create. Grimm lost it. And not a shot in time for Marian. It'll be a 7-point game going to quarter number 4. Mount Vernon Nazarene has the basketball when we come back, as you're watching on ISC.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
A look inside the huddle of the Marian Knights. It's your coach Anderson, Jan. What are you stressing going to what is now a competitive fourth quarter?
Well, it's energy and execution right now, and they were outscored, Greg, 21-13. Some of that's just lack of energy. Just they are not playing at the tempo that she wants them to play. And they're not moving. They're not doing the things that you have to do to put teams away. So I'm just thinking a lot of conversation is, listen, I need 5 girls to give me energy, and if you don't, I got 5 more who might. We've all had those speeches at halftime or at quarter or timeout. This is about effort right now, I think. It's tough. I mean, this is a long, long season. If you don't bring your A game, listen, all these girls have played pretty well at their high school level and playing at college level for a reason.
3 for Mount Vernon Nazarene does not go. Kirby gets the uncontested rebound. Faust able to catch the tipped pass from Johnson. Kirby, the step back, tough shot.
That was a really, she reversed the opposite direction, still got it.
Kirby with a dozen. She and Faust part of the same recruiting class 3 seasons ago. Kirby's 12 leads Marian.
You know, the difference for the Cougars, if they've found some points in the paint in the third quarter.
Shot clock at 9. Johnson the slip to Roshak. Missed it.
That's a good no call. I thought the hands defensively were straight up.
And now numbers for Marian. Trailer 3 for double. Good look that would not go.
That's her shot. You want her to take that shot.
Marian has not made a 3-point shot in the second half. Like, they've not made one since the opening quarter. They were 3 of 5 in the first quarter, 0 of 5 since that time. And Johnson, yeah, that's...
It should be traveling.
Yep.
Yep, that's the right call.
Left her feet with the ball and came down on her feet with the ball.
Up and down. That's
there was not a Marian player that touched it. Great job by our crew to show you that replay.
Yeah, it's McNally time. You got to know when you go to your key player. Absolutely.
McNally, though, just kind of slung that one at the rim. She is 4 of 12 from the floor tonight.
She doesn't have to get every offensive shot, but the offense needs to go through her as much as possible. Get that defense to sag, and then you can go inside, outside.
Walker in a tough spot, and a timeout call by Mount Vernon Nazarene. Just to make sure no turnover to be had. It will lead us to a media timeout. So again, let's step aside. 8:02 to play in the final stanza. Marian leads it by 9 on ISC.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Back inside the PE Center, thanks to our ISC Sports Network crew. Rob Lynch, Aaron Van Wolde, Charlie Hemmick, Mike McManus, Dennis Glover, and Vince Morales, alongside Jan Bozier, Greg Rakestraw with you. Men's game to follow this one. And there will be a senior night ceremony in between games, immediately at the conclusion of this one before we get to our men's contest tonight. 3 seniors plus a senior manager on the women's side, 2 senior players on the men's side. And one of those not a senior in terms of eligibility, but has been here for 4 years. And Gavin Foe is going to go through the ceremony in case this is the end of his college basketball journey. Marian's lead is 9. They have never trailed tonight, but they never exactly put Mount Vernon Nazarene away either. On the spin, good look for Johnson.
Johnson's really been a difference maker for the Cougars, Greg, in this second half.
Well, she only went 1 of her first 10. She has made now 3 of her last 4. Foul called against Kibe, trying to guard McNally on the low block.
Good spin move. She's just been active. We've talked about being active all night, really, for both sides. And those who are active find points.
Double, got fouled and 1.
Yep.
I'm not sure that play was designed for her, but it worked out just the same.
Yeah, defense didn't really recognize that out-of-bounds play, and that Marian kind of caught him off guard. Pretty good execution.
Her 3rd field goal.
Take a look. She just comes off, and nobody really had her. Good pass inside.
Connects. So double was 7. That was her first free throw. And the lead back to 10 for Marian. Almost an over and back.
Nope, that's not over.
She had not
back.
fully crossed yet.
All 3 pieces, 2 feet in the ball, only 1 foot went over.
Turnover nonetheless. Trailer 3 for Faust, no. Marian now has missed their last 6 3-point tries. On the drive, foul called against Marian. And Johnson creating the opportunity for Mount Vernon Nazarene. And 2 shots. Foul is on Faust, her 2nd. No Marian player has more than 2 fouls. In fact, Marian has committed 8 fouls the entire game. Mount Vernon Nazarene has committed 9.
Yeah, you seen her left foot touch the line, but that's not established in your court. You have to be completely in the court, both feet in the ball, and until that happens, she can go back and forth all she wants, and it's not over and back.
Missed free throw, 1st and 5 tries for Johnson. And it's a 1-point trip for the Cougars. Kirby in the lane, no.
What a rebound.
McNally doing, well, what she does. Her 15th rebound. And then McNally foul. Yep, late whistle with the right one. She got fouled. I have shortchanged Abby aboard. 16 now
Greg.
for McNally.
Double-double.
A walking double-double.
Yes, she is.
Here's Kylie, you see on your screen, just check back in.
Right, it'd be the equivalent of her when she doesn't play. You got to find 10 rebounds and double-digit scoring. So, likewise, Cougars without their leading 20-point score, it's a lot you have to find to make up.
McNally makes them both. She is 4 of 4 from the stripe. She has played 32 of a possible 33 minutes tonight. And the lead back to 11. It was 15 at halftime. Little three-quarter court trap here by Marian. Kaib finds space and connects.
That's big. Staying right in there, Greg.
7th made 3 from Mount Vernon Nazarene.
You know, you got to give this team some credit. They have not went away.
Kylie McNally on the spin. So Kylie now is 7 in 50 minutes of action. Well, your point is well made, Jan. Mount Vernon Nazarene could have easily kind of packed it in early tonight. They have not done that. Runner got it by Johnson.
She has been active. She's got some comfort, got involved. You got to give her credit.
Just a freshman. Teams trading baskets with 6 minutes left to go in the game.
That's why each possession half court's going to be so big. Down the stretch.
Double down the lane, left hand. A lot of contact there, no whistle. And the rebound controlled by Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Things could get interesting right here. Big defensive possession, I think, right here for the Knights.
Chance to make it a 2-score game. Mount Vernon Nazarene had to look at that late in the third quarter. Couldn't collect. Walker on the drive, lefty, no. And McNally with inside position for rebound number 17. Kylie on the drive, and, well, frankly, one defender from Mount Vernon Nazarene screened the other, and Kylie walks in and lays it up and in.
That's a big bucket for Kylie. Good recognition. Nobody came over, and she took it right to the hoop. That's a big bucket. Here goes energy.
That's the third time she has jumped the route, to use the football term.
She's got great quickness. She really does. Her first step, you know, a lot of people talk about the 20, the 40, but a lot of sports, that first step may be the most important.
Roshak on the drive, no.
That's good defense.
Kirby gets the board.
Hands straight up, good defense.
Throw it up for McNally, to McNally for 3, no. Bailey the rebound. McNally, yes.
Yes, sir, but what about staying active, just keeping the ball in play? That's the energy level we're talking about, Greg.
Madison Bailey, her 4th assist of the game. And back to a 12-point cushion with 4.5 to play.
And energy got that. Just really playing hard. The ball bounces your way more often than not when you're playing hard.
Cougars had a chance to make it a 2-score game. Now it's back up to a dozen. Shot clock at 7. Knocked away by Marian. That was Abby on the steal. Kylie tracks it down. Throws a fastball to double that now Abby has the senior de facto on the floor as a 3-year starter says, hold up. No need to be in a hurry here. Bailey on the take with the left hand.
Degree of difficulty up on that one. Up and under.
The BNL grad taking a star turn in this one. Make it 6 in a row for the Knights, and now it's a 14-point game.
I think a really good run, all led by the energy level. They've really played hard here in the last couple minutes, both on both sides of the court, Greg.
Johnson somehow finds Sprague, who finds a 3-point field goal.
Wow.
Her first made 3, and a timeout given to Mount Vernon Nazarene before the ball was inbounded by Marian. So it will be a full timeout with 3:26 left to go in the contest. That one keeps the Cougars in it. We're back in a moment on ISC.
We jumped in immediately. We take an intro to engineering course.
And they sit there and tell you, we're not going to push you through every single prereq your first 2 years. We're going to let you get hands-on work with engineering right away because 2 years of a prereq, that's boring.
There's companies always asking for students with shop experience. And the dean will email me and say, hey, they're looking for a guy just like you, which is awesome that the dean knows who a guy like me is.
Tonight's game presented in part by Spot, today's logistics marketplace. It's an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark. As a leading third-party logistics company in North America, Spot gives you the tools to tackle industry challenges for our partners. Here, initiative, drive, and teamwork form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. At Spot, we've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that provides the foundation for our success. Chart your own course today. Visit spotinc.com/careers for more information. That's spotinc.com/careers. Spot is proud to partner with Marian University. Jan, what makes the difference with 3.5 to play?
I thought we seen some really good energy there for about 2 or 3 minutes, and that was what, it could have went down to a 2-possession game, and all of a sudden it's back up. It's up to 12, now 11, and that was just some really good, I think, both energy on defense and on the offensive side.
Just one timeout remaining for Mount Vernon Nazarene, and they have played awfully well since spotting Marian a 15-0 lead to begin the game, and doing so without their leading scorer. Teresa Maggio out for tonight's game.
You don't know, but Maggio plays.
Right.
Who knows? Ifs and ifs.
McNally, Kylie, left hand.
You see where her eyes were, though? A lot of times when players don't look at the rim, that's when they kind of mess where they was. Her head was really focused on the rim that time.
Both McNally's in double figures. Strang for 3, got it again.
My word, Greg.
Strang, her second consecutive triple. And Strang is one of the seniors on this team.
Well, they average 7 threes. They've got quite a few tonight.
Kirby.
Oh, pretty pass.
What a feed.
That was pretty. Mark that one down. Really, really well done.
That is Abby of the McNally's that gets the bucket. For Kirby, an impressive opening assist of the game for her. Runner, no, but a foul.
Look at the pass. A no-looker, man. Love it. Mark it down.
Abby now with 16 and 17. Not points. Those are points and rebounds she has picked up. Johnson 4 of 5 from the line and connects.
Just love players who have that court awareness to know where everybody's at when they're cutting and to put a dime down, man. That's my favorite play. It just is.
A miss and a rebound. Number 18 for McNally. Mount Vernon Nazarene plays host to Grace on Saturday. Haley trying to take the air out a little bit here. McNally on the take, no, but McNally on the rebound. They're everywhere. Kylie the first miss, Abby the putback. That's a 13-point lead. Coach has been saying that all year. They're everywhere across the league. 3, no. Guess what? McNally a rebound.
Yep, not in my house.
And that's number 20 for her.
That's impressive.
So she has, again, hit that 20 rebound plateau.
That's impressive.
For some people, that's a month, Jan. For her, it's been 90 minutes.
Unless you've played the game to understand how hard it is to get 20 rebounds in a game, it is really hard.
Kylie, bobbled. Knocked away by Roshak, tracks down. Shot clock did not reset. Got to go up. And she is clobbered and immediately just bounces right back up. I would like to see, what the backyard games looked like of those two growing up.
Yeah.
They may have been combination basketball, MMA. I mean, just nothing slows them down. Kylie with the free throw.
Kylie has just one speed, and that's all out. I just love the way she plays the game.
And I'm so happy for her that, she sat a lot the last couple of years. Stayed here and was ready when the opportunity finally presented itself this season. Now, Marian's going to get their 2 seniors in. We saw Kenna Gray play earlier. Esther Sevilla going to get some minutes. Senior from Spain going to play the final 71 seconds of this one.
Well, where she got better was in practice playing against some really other good upperclassmen. That's where you get good.
Well, it's back to what it was at halftime. Roshak's 2-point shot does not go. Gray gets the rebound. Good effort by Mount Vernon Nazarene.
It really was.
And again, there is a good chance they are here or St. Francis. Those are the likely 2 landing spots for them next week. But they do know their season will continue past Saturday. Abby trying to create some space. Forces it up, couldn't get it to go. She'll likely finish with 18 points and 20 rebounds in tonight's game. Marian will get their 21st win of the season. 3 in the corner from Mount Vernon Nazarene is good. That's Cobb. She'll finish with 4 threes and 14 points. And Mount Vernon Nazarene will play this one out. Turnover committed. And then Kirby gives the foul. 3rd foul against Marian, so no free throws coming up here. Abby McNally 18, Kylie McNally 13, Kenna Kirby 12. For Mount Vernon Nazarene, Johnson 15, Cobb 14, Roshak 10.
Marian's got a lot of players with 5, 6 in that range too.
Roshak left-hand score it.
She's played well in this second half. Her and Johnson both for the Cougars, I think, have played very well.
Kirby into the front court, and Kirby, McNally will simply hang on to it, dribble this one out. Again, credit Mount Vernon Nazarene, down their top player. Sevilla will not take a last-second shot. That's it, and that's all. 72-62. Jan, final thoughts on this one?
I thought the energy was better there, especially in the 4th quarter, both ends. A lot, 3 players in double figures, so hard to argue that. They allowed 62. That's a little more than they give up. But when it's said and done, you got a victory. That's what you wanted on your home court.
Marian gets to 14-3 in league play, 21-6 overall. Another step closer towards clinching a regional site here in Indianapolis for a 5th consecutive season. The men's game will take place probably about 7:10, 7:15, knowing we got senior day festivities that are coming up. Final score in the first game of the doubleheader, Knights 72, Cougars 62. Goodbye for now from Indianapolis on the ISC Sports Network.